This was the big moment, like this won't come again, like standing beside Amitabh sir or standing beside Alia ma'am. मैं तो बस ऐसा देख रही थी, oh my god, क्या हो रहा है? More than sweet, he's very funny. He's very funny. I think the funniest people that I've ever met.
Lovely.
His one-liners, his snarky comments, very funny. At the last, like while saying bye, I did say I'm a very big fan. I really like your work. She was very sweet about it. During Pehla Pyar only, there were a few scenes that were written which I did not want to do at all. Not because of anything, because मेरे को नहीं करना था. I met so many people, so many. I don't think so I've ever been that nervous. I won't even say starstruck. I was just gonna faint. I'm telling you, my hands were like ऐसे. He even said it. Why are you shaking so much? I was like, hello, hi.
Oh my god.
Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
Hi everyone, this is Kunal Kothari and welcome to India Forums. And of course, there are seldom instances where you go on to introduce someone in a certain way with adjectives here and there. But sitting with me is a person and a young person. Whenever I interview people who are like maybe 10 years younger to me or something, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But I think, you know what, it's just all good things. And of course, we're talking about Arista, who's had a fabulous 2025 so far.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've had a lot of good work out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping for more.
And before even I get to the films and everything else, she's managed to be in an ad, which I think is probably like, वो होता है ना कि बड़े फिल्मों में you want to be in an all-star kind of a film that is the ultimate ensemble, but you've managed to do that in an ad.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious. I don't want to know the quintessential how was it working and everything. I'm sure it was great, but I want to know how. Like, how does that happen? Because there are instances in ads we see, it's just smart editing sometimes that they're not necessarily in the same frame and all that. But run me through it.
I shot with all of them actually. They were beside me. I was beside them, existing in the same room.
Yeah.
Each one of them actually. Except I feel like Aman sir, the founder of Boat, because he was way far.
Way
so
far.
Of course I did meet him, but we didn't shoot together. But yeah, I did meet all of them. It was amazing. We shot for 3 days. I feel like इस साल के best 3 days of my life. It was amazing. I was the entire day on set, and ऊपर से it was like people were coming and going. I was there, so I was like, okay, ठीक है. And it was just very fun. Like all of them are such different personalities, and they handle acting also so differently. So that time I just took a step back and I was just taking everything in, because this was the big moment. Like this won't come again. Like standing beside Amitabh sir or standing beside Alia ma'am. मैं तो बस ऐसा देख रही थी, oh my god, क्या हो रहा है ये?
And it's fascinating you touch on it, because that is what I want to know from you. I mean, see, I'm just, as a layman's perspective, I'm saying, right? If I'm a 22, 25-year-old, I'm obviously relatively new to the industry. And this is not a film, of course. It's because filming, you have the liberty to develop the bond over a time with a co-star and, develop a rapport. This is not. This is a one-day, two-day thing and you're off. Yeah. So, I can't even imagine the jitters that, you would go through. Okay, oh my god, I'm going to share frame with Amitabh Bachchan, I'm going to share the frame with Alia. So I just want to know, what was it?
So initially we started with Amitabh, so like the 20-second with him, where it's just me and him. I have asked my whole team, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Please tell me if I do something wrong. And I was sitting properly. I didn't want to say something too much. I said good morning to him. I was chup ho gayi, because you know, like I don't annoy him and be like, oh my god, hello. So, but no, he was very sweet, honestly. More than sweet, he's very funny. He's very funny. I think the funniest people that I've ever met.
Lovely.
His one-liners, his snarky comments, very funny.
Awesome.
So very easy to, but still, you just can't aisa fail nahi ja sakte.
Exactly.
He's just there and it's nice. Like I really liked it.
Right.
It was a different experience. I think it gave me a little bit of confidence also, because that was the first thing I thought, if I made it through this, बाकी तो हो ही जाएगा. Like there's no one bigger than him.
Yeah, for sure.
इससे ज़्यादा तो क्या ही होगा.
For sure.
So I was like, उसके बाद I got the confidence कि नहीं, ये हो गया ना. He doesn't hate me now. No one will hate me.
And that I'm assuming with Alia as well, because also very like she's an inspiration for literally all of them. So even with Alia, if you could just enlighten.
With Alia ma'am, we started with the साथ वाला sequence where me, Amitabh sir and her were there. So first it was me and Amitabh sir, and then she came. Oh my god, I love her. I love her acting. She's one of the only actresses, like, I think right now who is just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think so one movie or so of hers is like, you know, bad or like her act. She's just fabulous in everything.
Agreed.
And मुझे सब बताना था, but I was like, I don't think so. Again, I did
If
not
I
want.
fangirl, what will she like?
No. So I was just like, I was standing and I was looking at her like that as a side eye.
I know.
But I didn't say anything.
Correct.
I just didn't want
Correct.
to. She's
Fair,
also
fair.
working. I don't want to be like a trouble to her. But at the last, like while saying bye, I did say like, you know, I'm a very big fan. I really like your work. She was very sweet about it.
Sweet about it, of course. Yeah, obviously. I mean, you know, and you know, sometimes I even ask this because I'm always trying to, you know, think of layman's perspective. Ki bhai, agar out of the fans were like, you know, what is it like being on set with these people? I'm like, sometimes it's very chill, sometimes it's very professional. Because you're just work. Like at the end of the day, it's work. No matter what you do. You know, funny, fabulous. And you know, now I'll move on to something about you. Okay, I mean, of course, we are now gradually seeing more and more work coming out there, and you've managed to, you know, crack this fantastic, you know, filmography where there are these obviously some really amazing shows, and of course, there's mega films and everything. I want to know for your perspective in a way that, I mean, there are so many girls out there, right? There are so many girls out there, just like there are adult actors as well who are, adult I say in the men's of, you know, like 25, 30s also, who are still trying, like there are millions out there. They must be hardworking as well, they must be talented as well. Do you feel, you know, lucky here to, you know, get these string of projects, or is it always a factor that one thing is good and that brings you to notice for the other?
I feel me getting things, I always think it's fate and luck, because there are girls out there who are definitely better than me, prettier than me, 100%. Not even one, they're 100, 200, thousands maybe in Mumbai. So that's when the thing of being grounded comes in. You do not want to take advantage of it. You do not want to think too highly of yourself and let it slip out of your hands. So whenever I've been asked this question recently, like how do you keep yourself grounded and everything? Because if it's not me, it's going to be some other girl. वो नहीं होगी और 100 हो गई. So it's not like I am like abhi ke liye someone special, like I am not replaceable. I'm 100% replaceable right now. I throw a tantrum, people don't like it. There's someone who will not throw a tantrum and do as good as a work like me.
Fab.
So there are a lot of girls better than me, maybe as good as me. They can also get this work. It all comes down to fate, I feel, at the end of the day. Even older people, now we see Akshay in this Bads of Bollywood. He's also outsider, whatever. He just came out and he blew up now. Because it's fate. He's an amazing actor for sure, but people auditioning also, उसमें से भी बहुत अच्छे actors होंगे.
Absolutely.
Again, comes down to just fate and your luck.
Yeah, but I really admire that you think of it like that. It's not often that happens, you know, because it's very easy to get swayed by all the love that's coming and, you know, back-to-back big projects, but to be very in touch with, you know, okay, what, you know, we need to be here. Let's not go here and there everywhere. Fabulous. And you know, another fascinating thing that I wanted to know from you, because of course you're just 17, 18 years old, and you've already been in films and obviously the show as well, where there's a sweet love story, Pehla Pehla Pyar, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, correct. So I want to know, I find it very unique with teenagers that if you are a part of a show where there is obviously on-screen romance involved, romance and intimacy is a very different ballgame altogether. It plays out very differently with elder actors. I keep saying elder actors for the lack of a better word, but that's what it is. So I want to know from you as a teenager, how do you manage to strike that, you know, balance that, okay, this much is okay when it comes to on-screen romance and this is not really okay, and have there been instances where you've tried to take a stand enough or make sure that, okay, you know what, this itna hi hoga?
I feel anywhere that I feel comfortable, even if I've said yes to it before being on set, but set pe jaake I feel ki no, this is like, you know, maybe because it's because of the co-star or because of the environment or just me, I'm not feeling it that day, I'll say it, be like, you know, it's not done.
Right.
And I have done it during Pehla Pyar only. There were a few scenes that were written which I did not want to do at all. Not because of anything, because मेरे को नहीं करना था. I didn't, at this early in my career, I do not want to do it. Maybe आगे जाके or maybe not even आगे जाके.
Fair.
And also right now my parents' opinion is also something that's very important.
Absolutely.
100%. So there also, if they are not comfortable with it, I will not even consider it or give it a thought. And उसमें भी बहुत जगह mom was not comfortable with it, so I let her take the call for that.
Call
and I
for
was
that.
like, yeah, okay, नहीं करना.
Yeah, but does that affect then does that affect that, because I'm sure then it's conveyed, right, to
Yeah.
the actor, to the director and everyone. So
But-
does it affect?
But at some point, you do have to take a stand. If you do one thing, you do it. You do second, then they'll just people take advantage of it.
Right.
And especially being young, they take you, because my mom doesn't come with me on sets and everything. I just say. So that is also another factor. Like, ab ye kar liya na, she'll do this also. It's that also. It's
Fair.
how people perceive you. She has done one thing, she'll do the other 2-3 things also. So till I'm comfortable, I definitely do it. I don't have like in my mind, ye nahi karna hai to nahi karna hai. If that day I feel like I want to do it, I'll definitely do it. And I'm always telling you, if it's like something written, if it's like a hug written on script, it's always, it can be changed. It's never like ye nahi hoga to the entire plot will be wrong.
I agree.
It can always be changed. हाँ, अगर ऐसा है कि that is so important to the storyline,
Yeah.
definitely then they'll have to inform me much prior to it before me
Right.
signing the thing only.
Right.
If it's like maybe a kiss on screen and that's like literally the entire climax, without it hoga hi nahi. You let me know prior, then I'll make the decision to do
Fair.
it or not. So it's fair to you also and me also.
Fabulous, yeah, fabulous. I keep saying that, it's fascinating how you guys have so much clarity and so early on in your career. I really admire that a lot. Fabulous. And now, of course, it's War 2 time, because you know what? I mean, literally all these millions and millions of girls that I'm talking about, them and so much more. How the hell can you not talk about being on set with Hrithik Roshan? I mean, you are, giggling inside, maybe even prior to that. I don't even want to ask, just tell me.
I have just not fainted, I'm telling you. I don't know how I'm not. Honestly, I have met so many people, so many.
Yeah.
I don't think so I've ever been that nervous. I won't even say starstruck. I was just going to faint, I'm telling you. My hands were like, aise. He even said it, why are you shaking so much? I was like, hello, hi.
Oh my God.
Upar se the sets are so cold,
Yeah.
they make you even more nervous.
True.
First day of set, and I have met him prior on the reading and everything. But that time it's just like cut to cut, khatam hi.
Correct.
So on set, you're supposed to do this action sequence and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, please, मेरे को घर जाना. I तो literally I'm calling, I'm like, मुझे घर जाना, मुझसे नहीं होगा. She's like, no, get it together. फिर होते हो गया, but I'm telling you, till the last day also, I was that scared only जितना मैं पहले दिन पे थी, because he's Hrithik Roshan.
Yeah.
You do one wrong thing in front of him, what will he think of you? I was like, जितना मैंने इधर बोला ना सेट पे, उतना तो मैंने उधर भी नहीं बोला.
Right.
Good morning, bye sir, thank you sir. I was so scared, not because he's scary.
No, I
It's
know, just
that
the image
he's a
and aura of
superstar,
it,
like,
yeah.
and he's so good looking, so handsome.
I know.
I don't think so anything can get better than that. Like,
I know.
उससे ज़्यादा कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो सकता है.
Yeah.
So it was him. There was NTR sir also, who is like a superstar in the
Of
south
course.
and everything. And him I didn't have a lot of interaction with generally also, but of course we had the sequence together. And I did take a couple of takes because
Right.
action is not something
No shade,
new
yeah,
to
yeah.
men. Yeah. And we did one day of rehearsal. Usme bhi, things do change the next day. Maybe I'm not feeling that good or something like that. And I did take a couple of takes with like the falling thing and all.
Yeah.
I didn't care about anything. I was like just looking at Hrithik sir. I'm like, is he getting
Is he
annoyed?
getting pissed or something?
Is he
Yeah.
getting annoyed? So after every take, I was like, abhi ho jaye, please abhi ho jaye. And after every take, na, agar theek hota tha na, I would just look at his face for validation. I'm like, did he like it? Did he like it?
Yeah.
Because you used to see the monitor after every take.
Correct, yeah.
So if you got a smile, I was like, perfect. Chalega.
Awesome.
Even Ayan sir, because he was very supportive, he could see how nervous I was. So he was like, he's fine, he's also human, he will not do anything to you. And we shot in Italy and everything. And there also I was pretty nervous because udhar kya hota hai, you have to get it done in a particular time. When
Right.
the sunlight goes, idhar to jo studio mein tha, it's still fine. The sunlight goes and people come in and everything. So that was also a big
Correct,
thing.
you have to
Shooting in a
take care
car
of all
and
those
everything.
logistics,
Yeah. And there I was like, I was gonna cry, and then Hrithik sir bought me an ice cream.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, ab nahi. I'm gonna do it perfectly. And the next day was perfect. And he was like, ice cream hi chahiye thi. You should have told me before for this take.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. It is amazing. I mean, just being on that set with these superstars is fabulous. Lovely. So on similar lines, that of course the whole reception of War 2 is a different ballgame altogether, and it's fine. I think it happens with every big film, small film, literally everywhere and every time. But what I want to know from you is in this context is that you obviously didn't experience this so far. correct me if I'm wrong, this was your first theatrical release,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you've not really ever experienced, okay, what really happens? I know that at the end of the day, you're not Hrithik Roshan or
Yeah.
NTR that you are going to be pounced upon.
Right.
कि भाई इतना box office की हुआ
Yeah.
क्यों हुआ, but still you were still a part of a piece of that big puzzle,
Yeah.
so to speak, right? How much was that a factor for you, because this is your first big film and it did X numbers, Y numbers, wasn't received well on all that madness?
I honestly, I didn't ऐसा bother. I don't know. Because for me, just doing it was a very big thing. But even in terms of any other movie that I've done, like Baramulla also or anything, reviews still come out. Maybe not the box office number, but reviews do come out. But I've never taken it to the heart, good, bad, ugly, whatever. For me, it's like मैंने किया. I saw the people doing it. They put in hard work. And I'll honestly say whatever work that I've done, मुझे तो देखने में अच्छा लगा ही है. War also when I watched it, मुझे तो अच्छी लगी. बहुत लोगों को भी अच्छी लगी है. तो उनसे ज़्यादा लोगों को अच्छी नहीं लगी. It happened. I mean, so many movies which are like good, which don't do well on the box office, but they are still good movies. And I never took it to the heart. I feel none of them took it to the heart, honestly, because they're such big stars. They know how these things go.
Yeah, they're used to it.
They're used to it. You have good times, you have bad times. So that's what my dad also told me. Like, this is your first one. You have 100 more to go. So like, it's okay. अगर ये नहीं हुई, maybe this was like ऐसे करके ऐसे.
Yeah. Always positive about it. Definitely. Fabulous. And just adding a little bit to that, how, I mean, I'm just curious with this one as well, that how much, because when you start, right, of course, as you mentioned, you started, let's say 8-9 years ago, if I'm not wrong, right? Like, I think your first few, the projects, how it started.
Yeah.
Of course, commercials have been there for the longest time. Just so young, like you were literally a kid back then. Now that you are coming in a lot more into your own, so the way calls are taken on what you are doing and how you're doing is obviously that has developed a lot. Right now, do you feel much more informed and having been through the ordeal of industry, कि भाई okay, this is how it works, this is not how it works, and do you still try to be completely out of it? Because I think at the end of the day, what matters is that as someone who's still so young, you want to maintain that a little bit of innocence as well. I don't mean innocence in a childish way, but the innocence of taking up a project and doing a character.
When it comes to taking up projects, again, still my mom is in charge of it. From the scripts to me auditioning, what to audition for, everything.
Lovely.
She is in charge of it. I never had to take that responsibility up, तो वो मुझे कभी था ही नहीं headache. It's both my parents dealing with it, and I wouldn't want it other way, because that's something else on the platter, and it's something very hard to choose. Like choose the scripts from. And abhi tak whatever they've chosen, it's always been very good. So I trust them with it, and I feel for the longest time they'll only do it unless I feel like I feel 26,
30 years when you be
वो
अलग बात है.
वो अलग बात है, but now तो I definitely trust them with it, and she also enjoys it a lot. It's a big part of her day and like her lifestyle. She enjoys it. तो मुझ तक कभी बात आती नहीं है. And in terms of maintaining the innocence, I have never taken work home, never, whatever. Like with war also, never took it to my heart. Work stays set पे only, वो खत्म हो के I come home. I am Arista, a normal girl, the normal teenager that I am. I go out with my friends. I do every normal thing that you. मैं ऐसे बहुत घूमती रहती हूँ इधर उधर everything. I do everything. So it's not like I'm some actor, and the people around me never make me feel like that. कभी लगता भी थोड़ा लगा तो दो, पर नहीं. Like, you are normal.
That's the best thing. But that's the best thing.
You are very normal. ऐसे कभी नहीं लगाते हैं. So I feel that's why I've always I'm still a very normal teenager. जो होता है that's different, but still I'm normal. Arista is a very normal girl.
Yeah. But and I don't want to ask you ki how do you manage studies, but because I know it. I mean, that's not really a question per se, because of course you power through it. You try to do hours, but I want to know that how do you get that ambition in your head? Because as I mentioned, you're young and you are still trying to. Let's say that okay, fine, you are doing all these things right now because you're also enjoying it. Of course, you wouldn't be acting at the end of the day if you don't enjoy it right now. There is not pressure कि भाई करना ही पड़ेगा, otherwise तो नहीं. But it just blows my mind that your schedule might have a shoot which is lasting 10 to 12 hours. Then you have to manage your time for studies as well, whatever you're studying
Yeah.
on, and then you also want to have a social life at the end of the day. You want to
Yeah.
hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
It's just 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right now, we as adults, we need to power through so
Yeah.
much, and we don't have that balance. So, how do you get that ambition at such a young age?
I honestly have had a very tough time with it. It's never been easy.
Yeah.
I'm not that person who can sit with a book on set and study. Never. I cannot ऐसा multitask. मैं एक चीज़ ही कर सकती हूँ एक time पे. And imagine if I'm shooting if I have an exam like mid-December, I won't take up anything in November. I just will not because I know मुझसे नहीं होगा. My parents are very clear with it that she does one thing at a time. And everyone does it अपने pace. I've seen people who literally ऐसा shift खत्म होने के बाद they go and give the exam. कभी नहीं करूँगी, होगा ही नहीं मुझसे. I am not capable of it. I need like my at least एक महीना पहले एग्जाम के I need to study, I need to ऐसा, तभी भी ऐसे पास ही होंगे मैं तब. I have never been good at studies.
Right.
I take a little extra time with picking up of things. तो उसी के around I have designed everything.
Awesome.
My parents have, and it is difficult, I would say, but once you get a hang of it, now that I have after 5-6 years, I know how my year looks. I know कब exams आएंगे, उसके एक महीने पहले क्या नहीं करना है. And social life, I'm telling you, I'm never tired for it. वो तो
Yeah.
if I'm done with the 14-hour shift also, you will see me being like bandra, sober.
Mad.
With my friends. I have left from set, like my friends have picked me up from set and I've left with them.
Oh my
that
God.
I'm never tired for. पढ़ाई नहीं हो पाती, पर वो तो हो जाता है मुझसे.
I am telling you not to burst your bubble. Once you cross a certain age, you will want to just sleep. You don't want your social life anymore. I mean, of course, because back then you also had a friendship. ना तो friends भी फिर वैसे ही हो जाएंगे. You know what? आज चुआने दे, बाद में मिल लेंगे. I want to sleep tonight. But yeah, you're young. I won't spoil your energy at all. Fabulous. And finally, on an ending note, Arista. Right now, I don't want to ask you like a very corporate question. How do you look at your next 5 years? No, not like that. But of course, I think at the end of the day, you want to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Even when you're young, even when you're having these lovely projects back to back. How do you look at it in a way that do you want to hold on to something when you get something really exciting, or you're okay to pass it on if it's not really aligning with something like your life otherwise? And how do you look at your trajectory later in the next, not just 5 years, in general?
I definitely, as of today, see myself being an actor. Preferably someone in the movies. I mean, that is the dream. You know,
the big
bade
screen.
पर्दे पे आना वैसा type thing. Definitely that. But then life happens, things. I'm always open to that also. I've never been like ऐसा कि ये नहीं होगा तो फिर आए तो.
Absolutely.
Things happen. Even if 2 years down the line I don't want to be an actor, who knows? Like you know, I might grow out of it. Something else might interest me. That also I'm very open to. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि यही होना चाहिए. I definitely do have a goal right now to become an actor, do good projects, just like grow in this field. But if otherwise something else interests me, I would definitely go for that also. At the end, that's what you said, you enjoy what you do.
Correct.
If I stop enjoying this, then definitely I shift to something else that I enjoy.
Super.
Yeah.
Fabulous. We just hope you keep enjoying it for the rest of your life, not just right now here. But thank you so much, Arista. This was a pleasure. I had a great time talking with you. And I just wish you all the best for literally everything you've lined up ahead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.